Hi, and welcome to Client Attraction MBA. I'm Brandy Michaels.
And I'm Vinka.
And we're so excited to be sharing our client attraction secrets with you. So secret number one, are you ready? It is decide to be. So Vinka, tell us, what do highly successful people decide to be?
Well, the being creates everything. So highly successful people, they decide to be taking care of their bodies. They decide to create a mindset that is highly successful. They surround themselves, first of all. They learn from highly successful people, first of all. That's what I really love, that they surround themselves so that they learn and study what are successful people doing.
Yes, and the thing I noticed that I love, and it made such a difference for me, is that they will see themselves as that success. Take it on, envision it, and embody it for themselves.
Yeah, and what they do, what I really love is they take care of their bodies in nutrition and exercise, in how they live their lifestyle. And they're very strategic about where they spend their energy on.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of energy do they have?
They have really top, high-end energy. Always up, always out, always on the run, in the sense of creating lots of stuff and lots of things, and they're excited about it.
Yes, they are excited, and that's not manic or harried or crazy, because no one wants that.
No. No one wants that crazy energy, but they are very strategic where they leave their energy and what they can do with the energy.
Yes, and one thing that I really like is that they decide to be that person now instead of waiting to arrive. They embody these things now, which makes such a difference, and it makes it so much easier to create that success, and especially with client attraction. Don't you agree?
Yes, and especially, if you have a low energy, no one wants to be your client. You have to be it in order to attract it.
Absolutely. And I can tell you, when I started my business, I listed everything I thought the successful me would do. I would be loving, caring, connected with my clients, compassionate. I would get up early. I would take time to take care of myself. I would be devoted to the things I needed to do. I would make sure I preserved time for my daughter, and I didn't give that up. And when I came up with this long list, if I put that on a to-do list, I would have quit before I started. And so what I did instead was I became that person first. I had a mindset shift and took on that being. And as a result, all of those things happened without struggle, without discipline, without trying to muscle through it. It happened naturally just because of that mindset shift.
Yeah, and there's much to say when you have that mindset shift, your income shifts.
Yes.
And it tremendously. And so a lot of people underestimate it. And so this is our real big secret, to really be and having that energy and being strategic how you create energy and where you give it and where you take it, and also how you structure your day.
Absolutely.
You get up really early.
I do. Which I never thought would be possible. But again, stepping into that being first. So you have to share just a little bit about the big shift you changed and you created in your life.
Yes. So I actually grew up behind the Berlin Wall. I don't know if you remember the Berlin Wall coming down. So I actually grew up behind it. Well, I grew up with no freedom to travel, no freedom of speech, meaning if you were making a joke about the government, you would go to jail. You couldn't travel. You couldn't build your own business. And it was a very, very oppressive time. And my family and me, we decided, why don't we do something about it? So here was the decision, and it was a very scary decision because my whole family made it, that we are actually gonna change the country, and we're gonna go into the political underground, and we wanted to change the country from the inside out and create freedom for ourselves, because we were tired of living in a prison, basically, in a big prison. And we grew up with very little in the sense of what we could achieve in our lives. I mean, everything was censored, from mail to reading certain books, so we really made that decision at one point that we are gonna stand up and create our own freedom. And it's a very scary moment when you make that decision, but it's such a freeing moment. And I always encourage people, make a decision to create your own freedom.
And what happened as a result of you doing that?
Yeah, so we made a decision, we took actions, and these actions led to actually that the Berlin Wall came down. And it took a certain process, you know, but the first thing we did was a decision. I still remember my dad asking me in the living room saying, should we join the underground? And he asked me and he asked my mom, and we all decided to do it and to commit to it. And that was a big point, you know, because when you make a decision, that brings on a whole different thought concept. Because when you make a decision, all these other thoughts will start happening.
Yes, things you didn't think was possible. It starts with that decision. You have to decide to be that success now. And if you can bring down the Berlin Wall, who knows what you can do?
That's right. If that most dangerous wall can come down, any walls of yours can come down.
Absolutely. So let me share a little recap of what we talked about. Your first secret in client attraction MBA is you need to decide to be. Be the success that you want to be. And what does that mean? And what does that successful person do? Embody that now, be that person now, and all those changes will come so much easier. You want to make sure that you have up energy, so whatever you need to do to take care of yourself, nourish yourself, don't leave yourself out. That's one thing that highly successful people all have in common, is that upbeat energy, that positive energy. And this does not mean frantic or harried or crazy or running around so busy that there's no downtime, but it's an upbeat energy that will attract people to you. So important. And then be that person now. Don't set these goals for yourself. Well, I'll be that successful person when I reach that success. Take it in, act as if right now, and that success will come so much quicker. And then listen to our stories and use that as a positive motivator. Anything is possible.
Yeah. The Berlin Wall can come down, your walls can come down.
We will see you on the next video for Client Attraction MBA Secret number 2.